In terms of stage layout, I don't really got anything too special. Uh, I just kind of randomly designed a stage for each character, a basic way of how the stages would work. This is a top-down view. What? Yeah, it's a top-down view. And between the three characters, the only difference I would really realistically have between the stages, or I should say, a distinct difference that I have between the stages, is that Sonic's would end with one glowing every time, and for Shadows, I would have his end in multiple paths, so that would be a reference to his game where he obviously has different paths to go based on if he was good or bad in the game or in the prior stage. But this wouldn't affect his story. The end goal ring that he grabs wouldn't factor into the story, but it would determine where he starts at in his other stage. I feel would be cool because you could access areas that you wouldn't be able to do before if you didn't go through, say, if you just went the middle path, Shadow wouldn't be able to access the top part of the next stage since it would be too early to get up there, and he'd have a barrier preventing him going back that far. And Silver's, he wouldn't really have anything too different besides his being more based on puzzle elements. Not entirely based on puzzle elements, but adding them in there a little more. Cause Sonic stages always had like puzzle elements in certain stages, so Silver wouldn't it wouldn't be too much difference, but you could probably it would be enough to tell a little bit. And then I guess his stages would have more gaps in them because he can fly, so you could realistically remove some of the stage in certain parts and have him just travel that way. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, as you can see here, I randomly did this, but I tried to pick out some main points. Like, obviously, there's a main path right here that you can go down, and that would be like a way to go if you want to make it similar to the boost games where you're more in a on a corridor type area, which some people complain about. Like, they say like you're stuck on a track, but some people might like that, and so you're in like a wide corridor. Like, you wouldn't just be moving. You wouldn't just be stuck moving in. You wouldn't be stuck in place while you go down the line. You would be able to move left and right still, and there'd be walls and objects to dodge and enemies, but it'd be that same style of boost gameplay that you would probably want to play. It wouldn't necessarily be the fastest route, but it'd be a route to get to the end. And then you got these branching paths, so it'd be kind of like it's kind of like the idea of Sonic Lost World, where you choose the path that you go through, but they wouldn't necessarily be accessed like right away. You'd have to like some paths you'd have to obviously perform certain jumps and moves to get around to go that area. Like people praise about the classics for having using your skill to get to higher locations so you can get through the stage easier. There'd be certain paths that you can take to potentially go on a faster route. Same for Shadows and Silvers. So, like I was saying in the beginning, this is about having options. So, I think that's it. I'm trying to think of if I left out anything important. I don't think I said much about the side characters. In certain stages, you would expect to play as, given the option to play as the side characters. And they could access different areas too, if you do decide to play as them. Or you could also be given the option to have them play beside you, like they would in Sonic Heroes. Or even the classic games, because Tails plays by Sonic in the classic games. So yeah, stuff like that. It's all about the options. I feel like that's the best way to make the Sonic games. The only, I don't think that there would be any setbacks from having that kind of idea. I guess you might feel like you'd make too much content that people wouldn't actually use. But you know what? That's kind of funny because I feel like that's something Smash Brothers has. You know, you make all these items and all these stages, and you only use 1% of them. This isn't about Smash Brothers. It's about Sonic. Yeah, so I feel like that would be something that a developer would be like worried about, would be adding all this stuff in there and not having someone not use it. But that's why I have some of the assets being recycled, like movesets. I try to keep a lot of the movesets similar, so like it's like same but different. And I even gave him. That's why I gave him some of the same stages too. Like you could give all them different stages to go through, but since you're not forced to do the stages, like I said before, I feel like it makes sense to reuse some of the idea for some of the stages. You wouldn't necessarily have to have the stage be exactly similar. And especially since they have different moves that could access different areas. Like Shadow and Silver being able to teleport. They could get past the wall that Sonic can't even get past. Or something like that. But that's basically all I have to say. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully you considered joining my next Sonic topic video. You know, won't be any good quality video, because I don't got a good quality camera, but you can expect me to talk my voice right off. Talk you. Goodbye.